Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. I am Huck, and today we're going to take on Tim Talks Talkies challenge of preparing a list of my top 25 films of the decade of the 1990s. And this was quite the task, but I must say, I narrowed it down to like 47 titles, and the top 10 came pretty quick. It was getting that bottom 15 locked in, and I will say we have titles that run the gamut of science fiction, adventure, serious drama, comedies, like, maybe a cheese ball or two. But hey, so what is on my top 25? Stick around, find out. All right, now let's just get to it on this one, y'all. We're going to just plow through this list, starting at the bottom, working our way up to number one. And I do have titles that I can pull, but I did not have a physical copy for one because it's really hard to come by. So I'm just going to start with that one. And I don't know if this is going to appear on anybody else's list, but at number 25, I'm going to go with the John Woo epic action thriller, Hardboiled. This thing is like crazy, like gun fu. It was sort of gun fu before, Keanu Reeves, coined the gun fu with John Wick. It's incredible stuff. And if you've never seen it, you owe it to yourself to check out this Hong Kong masterpiece, Hardboiled. I wish I had it on Blu-ray. If anybody ever sees it out there, let me know. So that's my number 25. At number 24, these are all picked for a certain reason. And I know there's bigger and better probably films that everybody loves, but hey, it's all subjective. Now, the reason I'm picking this one at number 24, it's Dick Tracy. Absolutely love Dick Tracy because I absolutely dig prosthetic makeup, like the talented people that create these prosthetics that go on monster movies or movies like this or whatever. I just love watching those prosthetics come alive when they're put on an actor and they just go for it. And Dick Tracy is absolutely filled with people under prosthetics, and the lighting is beautiful, and Beatty's great as Dick Tracy. So yeah, this is something I really would love to see on 4K. So that's my number 24. At 23 is a dramatic masterpiece, and that is Copland with Sylvester Stallone. This is another one of those, he'd gotten so into the action genre that we kind of forget how great of a dramatic actor he is, like in the original First Blood or the original Rocky 1 and 2. Like, Stallone really has great acting chops. And James Mangold, man, he gets a hold of Stallone and this great cast right here and just produces this excellent drama. If you haven't seen that, please check out Copland. Next up is, the one in the center here, is Robert Rodriguez's Desperado. This is a visual masterpiece for me. It looks great. It comes off of El Mariachi. It's sort of they gave him a couple of bucks to improve it. And it introduced us to, well, for me, it introduced me to, Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. And man, they could not look better in this film. Rodriguez made these two just look like stars, man. And the gunplay in this film, it's top notch. It's on a different level than Hardboiled, but it's very stylish, is what I can say. So, not to mention Quentin Tarantino really, he gets what's coming to him, is what I'm saying. All right, next up is Saving Private Ryan. Now, I'm not a huge war person, but this is the one war film that really drew me in, and it's got a just stacked cast, just amazing. And Spielberg won the director, Oscar for this. I really do think it should have won Best Picture. And again, I'm not even a huge war person, but this is the one war movie that stands out for me just based on the performances alone. So yeah, I'm gonna have to toss in Saving Private Ryan. Okay, coming at number 20. It's all the craze right now, but like everybody else, I love this horror franchise, and that is Scream 1 right there. But it just introduced us to this great little take on horror where it sort of pokes fun at itself, but it's still kind of scary. And I love the fact that the Ghostface kind of gets his ass handed to him. Like, he's always kind of getting like beat up during the attack process. And a lot of the killers don't get that. Jason, Freddy, they don't often get refrigerator doors slammed in their head, knock them down, kicked in the balls, whatever. Like, that's what I love about Scream. So, and it's got some pretty crazy kills. So we're going to go with Scream. There you go. Now I'm just checking my list, make sure I'm not off count. Here we go. Number 19 here's the big thing. So we're going Hunt for Red October. So I'm just going to show you got the 5-packs. We're just going to hold up Hunt for Red October. That's what we're going for. I absolutely love this submarine movie. Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin. Connery's great. And we sail into history. Man, I mean, he was just so captivating every time he's on screen. He was absolutely captivating. A little Tim Curry in here as well. Can't go wrong with that. So yeah, if you have not seen it, check it out. Hunt for Red October, man. Best sub movie there is. I'll take you on, Das Boot. All right, next up was another thrilling adventure, and that is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This comes in at number 18. I mean, look, also stacked cast. You got Christian Slater, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Morgan Freeman, and of course, I mean, Alan frickin' Rickman. He just owns this movie, you know? You know, if you guys seen this, you know what I'm talking about. He steals every scene that he's in, rightfully so. You know, coming fresh off of his, you know, Die Hard fame, and you know, people were just starting to really get into this Alan Rickman guy, and I just thought he really stole the show there. So got to go a little Robin Hood there. All right, up next is Apollo 13. This comes in at number 17. Again, another stacked cast. I love just really good dramas that, you know, you can stick your teeth into. It's about the space program, you know, what happened to Apollo 13, all that jazz. You know, let's see if it's got a list, because I know I'm going to forget somebody. Of course, you got Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, Gary Sinise, and Ed Harris. It's just incredible. Directed by Ron Howard, who's one of my all-time favorite directors, so he had to kind of make an appearance in this countdown, if you will, because this is a film, like, again, he wins the DGA as Best Director, and yet he's not nominated at the Oscars for Best Picture. I still think they should have won Best Picture over Braveheart. I prefer it personally, but there you go. Apollo 13. All right, next up is a kooky, quirky film. Got to work in some Tim Burton here, and that is Ed Wood. That's right. So number 16 is Ed Wood with Johnny Depp playing the director, Ed Wood. If you have seen this, you know who it's about. This artist, he makes really strange B-grade movies, C, D movies, whatever. Plan 9 from Outer Space is probably the one he's best known for. And even the supporting cast, you know, you got your Bill Murray, and of course, what's his name? I'm blanking. Martin Landau. Martin Landau won the Academy Award for this. And I knew it when I saw this movie. I was like, man, he is so good as Bela Lugosi. Said if he gets nominated, he's going to win. And sure enough, he got nominated. I'm like, he's going to win. Sure enough, he did. And it's just it's so highly entertaining. I didn't expect this from Tim Burton. You're kind of used to all these sort of genre, like, you know, bizarre things, and this is like that, but in a different way. So yeah, I got to go with a little Ed Wood. Very, very good movie. All right, next up is something I've called out as a hidden gem at number 15. That is The Commitments, directed by Alan Parker. Relatively unknown cast, all put together. They had to first find musicians, because first and foremost, he needed the actors to actually be able to play and sing, rightfully so, right? So that was the first, and then hopefully they can act, or if not, get them to act. And they all act so, because they're so fresh at acting, they all seem very real, right? All their performances, they don't seem like they're hamming it up. They're believable. Like, I look at each actor in this thing and I think, okay, those are these band members. Absolutely. And the music in here is so good. I bought all the soundtracks. I think they released 2 soundtracks in this bottom all, and the songs are super good, just super catchy. And, you know, it's these Irish people putting a band together. My name is Jimmy Roberts, and put myself a band. Oh, so good. Commitment, y'all. I got to keep singing the praise of The Commitments. All right, at number 14. It's personal favorite. You guys know, if you watch my channel, that I'm a Star Trek fan, and so we're going to bring it up as Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Now, this isn't my favorite Star Trek of the original cast. That would be Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, but that didn't come out in the 90s. However, Part 6 I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was a terrific send-off to the cast I love so much. Got your Shatner, Nimoy, et al., right? All the OG characters from Star Trek. In this film, it was their swan song. You even had the signatures at the end of the thing. You know, they're fighting off against, you know, General Chang with the eye patch bolted to his face like a badass. David Warner's in here, and this is really good. Yeah, Star Trek VI, man. Had to work it in. All right, coming up next is number 13, another sci-fi epic from Luc Besson this time, and I'm going The Fifth Element. This is one of the first films. There's 2 films that I bought immediately on Blu-ray, on DVD when I first started collecting, and that was The Fifth Element and Rocky, because I just love those films. And so, of course, now we've upgraded many, many times into the 4K because the visuals in this are absolutely stunning, unique, breathtaking. The art design, the wardrobe, it's just interesting. And look at this blue chick, you know, she comes out and she starts singing on stage, and it's just sort of this captivating moment, this very unique creature with this angelic voice. And of course, you got, you know, Ruby Rod, you know, played by Chris Tucker. Unbelievable. He's like hilarious in this movie. He's sort of borders on annoying / hilarious, but, you know, it explains why he got Rush Hour with Jackie Chan, who, you know, he has great chemistry with in those films as well. But there you go. Let's go with the Fifth Element on that. Up next, got to work in some comedy. And the reason I'm picking this particular one is it introduced me and the world, although I knew him from In Living Color, Jim Carrey, and that is Ace Ventura. Now, I know they both came out in the 90s, but I'm going to lean on to this first Ace Ventura right here at number 12 because he was hilarious. He had so many movies come out in this same year. He had The Mask, he had Dumb and Dumber, like all in one year. And man, when I saw this, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I loved him on In Living Color. He always made me laugh. And I was bawling, like, from laughing so hard. It was so good. And for that introduction being so epic, I'm picking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Oh my God, Jim Carrey is hilarious. All right, coming up at number 11 is something we still don't have on Blu-ray 4K or anything, and that is True Lies, starring Schwarzenegger, directed by James Cameron. We all know this. It's one of the best action films of the 90s. Jamie Lee Curtis, just, it's so dang good. It's sort of like Cameron and Schwarzenegger's version of James Bond. They said, hey, we're not going to do one of those Bond movies, but here's our Bond movie. And it's just this great spy caper, you know, you can't go wrong with True Lies. So good. Now, okay, so next up here at number 10 is something I have this high because I was so amped up for this. A lot of these sort of feelings play into all these choices, and it's also rewatchability. I've seen all of these a lot of times. And this is a movie, being a fan of Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx, right? Comes in at number 10 because I was a huge Jackie Chan fan before he came into the mainstream media. I was checking it out on, you know, VHSs and all this good stuff. And when this came out, this was at the Chinese Theater here in California, out in Hollywood. And that's where I went and saw it. I said, man, I'm going to the Chinese Theater to see Jackie Chan. And this did not disappoint. It's such a fun Jackie Chan flick. The fight scenes, the choreography is absolutely stellar, breathtaking, beautiful. And because it introduced the sort of, you know, mainstream movie-going population in America to Jackie Chan, I have to really hold this high on a pedestal. Even though there could be better Jackie Chan movies, this is the one I love for that reason. So there it is. Rumble in the Bronx. Check it out. Now, another one is just an acting tour de force. Here we go at number 9, A Few Good Men. Man, do I love this film. It's like a killer court drama. Cruise, Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Pollak, and then, of course, you got Kevin Bacon, like Kiefer Sutherland. This thing is another stacked cast. I love, like, really great stacked casts with amazing actors that just chew up the scenes and give us something good to watch. And this is amazing. When you see Tom Cruise go toe-to-toe with Jack Nicholson and holds his own, that's a win, man. This is an epic win for me. I just love watching the performances in this. Pop it in right now and check it out. So if you haven't seen it, A Few Good Men. All right, coming up next, all right, is, let's see, number 8. Number 8 is the Harrison Ford film directed by Andrew Davis, and that is The Fugitive, sort of based on the old TV show that we had back in the 60s. This is a terrific film. It was either between this and Air Force One, and you know, I kind of go back and forth on the two, but, you know, there's something about this. It's just, you know, like he's almost like the superhero as a president in Air Force One, but this, he really is, like, vulnerable, and he's not sort of that Indiana Jones character that you think is going to win every time he goes around the corner. He really is, like, fighting for his life in this film, and I absolutely love that. Yeah, just picked it up. It's the only one still wrapped. I'll get it open. Here, I'll do it for you guys right now. Come on now. Look at that. All right, there we go. Let's unwrap this dog. What's going on, Huck? Ah, there's ready. Ah, there it is. The Fugitive's now ready to be watched. All right, let's keep going, y'all. Where are we at? Number 7. Keanu Reeves in Speed. Man, this is such a great film. It brought us Sandra Bullock, put her together with Keanu Reeves. It was an epic win. What a perfect little mix there of action and humor. And, you know, you got your Jan de Bont. Yeah, Jan de Bont directed it. You know, and Dennis Hopper plays the bad guy in this thing. He's terrific. And it got the whole buzz thing. Don't go, you know, under 50, kaboom, and all that jazz. Yeah, so Speed, man. And of course, another reason I hold it so high is I was working on the street when they blew up the bus that his buddy was in at the beginning, when Keanu goes running out, he's got his scone and his coffee in his hand, and his buddy gets blown up in that bus that kind of starts the whole thing off. Yeah, that exploded right outside my window while I was working. I was like, what the? Right outside, and there was Keanu Reeves hooking it down the street, and I'm like, it's Keanu Reeves. So, and the fact that, you know, this came out later, and it's like, oh, that was the thing that blew up on the street. Anywho, Speed. All right. Okay, this next one here, number 6. Independence Day, man. This thing came out and it had the trailer of all mother trailers. It was like this great teaser, didn't show you too much, just, you know, people looking up at the sky and these ginormous spaceships cracking through the clouds. I'm just like, what the, you know, I was like, there's no way this movie is going to hold up to this trailer. This trailer looks unbelievable. Unbelievable. And nope, wrong. It held up to it, and more so. Like, this is such a great popcorn movie with aliens, you know, and this is, you know, Will Smith getting in there before he's out slapping people. He's slapping aliens. And another all-star studded cast. Jeff Goldblum's fantastic in this. In fact, the two of them together are just like comedy gold. But yeah, man, Independence Day. This did not disappoint at all. So dang good. All right, where are we at? Number 5. All right, we're getting to the sort of the perfect pile right here. And we're going to go with Leon the Professional, another Luc Besson film, starring Jean Reno and Natalie Portman when she was just I think she was 13 years old, and freaking amazing. She is amazing in this film. For a child actor, just standing toe-to-toe to everybody in there. Gary Oldman plays everyone. Man, you got to see Leon the Professional. It's note for note, perfectly paced, well written, supremely well acted. And in fact, the only thing you maybe say is like tweaking over the top is the Gary Oldman, but Gary Oldman's always so crazy anyway. It totally works with him. But yeah, absolutely love Leon the Professional. All right, we're getting there. Number 4. You guys have seen this before. This is a comedy, sci-fi, spoof, satire, if you will, and that is Galaxy Quest. There is no way I'm going to do a favorite list of the 1990s and not put this on there. This is as high as it comes. The recommendation is high as it comes. My love for this is as high as it comes. I mean, look, you know, Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen, there's Alan Rickman again. Just can't keep him away from this countdown. And this is so funny. It's so great. If you're a Star Trek fan, it gives you even a little bit more appreciation because of what they're sort of poking fun at in a loving way. Justin Long as sort of the nerd that's connected to these guys, like us nerds can relate to. Justin Long is absolutely note perfect in this film. Hilarious, y'all. Okay, here it is. Top 3. All right, here we go. I'm just going for it, y'all. I love Titanic. It was this amazing love story set aboard a ship that you know the story of. You know, what movie can you go into where you already know the ending and yet it's still great to watch? Like, very few. Like, if you went into a horror movie and somebody already told you who the killer was, would you have a good time? No. The whole time you're going to be like, I know who the killer is. Well, here you go. Here's a movie you already know the ending for the boat. And it's what happens on board to the people involved. And Cameron just, the visual of it, of course, the effects of the ship breaking in half and people, dude falling, hitting the propeller, and everybody laughing at him. Comedy gold, Cameron. Yeah, look, Titanic. I love it. It's great. Leo was fantastic. Kate Winslet, super good. And there you go, man. You got some more Bill Paxton in there. And my top 2. Here we go, y'all. Cream of the crop. I went back and forth on both of these, but I'm going to go ahead and call it. At 2 is T2, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Cameron's back in the countdown. He's been here like, what, 3 times already? But there you go, Terminator 2, Schwarzenegger. It takes Terminator 1 and ratchets it up to whatever, you know. It's so good, note for note. Perfect timing, great effects, explosions, the action adventure. Linda Hamilton comes out, you know, as a badass this time. She was sort of that meek victim in the first one, although she showed right at the end that she got something inside of her that, you know, is to be reckoned with. And by reckon, here it comes in Terminator 2. So good. redefines action right there. All right, and here you go. At number 1, I love this film. It just brought me into this world of fantasy, made me feel really good. Spielberg did it again, and that is Jurassic Park. Yep, it is my favorite film of the 1990s. And Tim, I'm not just doing that to blow smoke up, buddy. It really is. When I saw this, I couldn't believe how realistic the dinosaurs were. I was blown away, and the cast is fantastic as well. But the other real deal is the soundtrack. This is probably in my top 3 John Williams soundtracks of all time, along with Star Wars and Superman the movie. This is right there. And I would put this on all the time, the soundtrack, and go to sleep to it. Not because it put me to sleep, but because I just loved the way that soundtrack started. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, just like, it would just put me in such a good mood, and then I'd fade off. Just everything about this movie. It's so good. It's funny. It's action-packed. Dinosaurs are great. The T-Rex thing in the rain is just still one of the greatest moments put on film. That whole thing, the cup and it's wiggling, and the water and the breaking of the glass, and the kids, and the Jeff Goldblum throwing the, oh my God, here we go, y'all. I just relived the whole thing right now. All right, there you go. Jurassic Park is my number 1. That is going to do it. That is my top 25 for the decade of the 1990s. Everybody, if you haven't had a chance to do this, please go to Tim Talks Talkies. He's got it on his community tab. You can go list in this thing below. Give me your list. Give me your 25, and maybe just do a at Tim Talks Talkies so he knows that you've made a list, or go to his channel and post it under his so he can create and collect these lists and make some big old bomb list coming soon. All right, that's going to do it for now. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. If you are new to my channel and you dug this top 25 of the 1990s, please do me a favor and hit like, subscribe, smack that notification bell. Until next time, check out these other great videos.